Thumbs up. You can hear me just fine? All right, thank you.
All right, let's roll.
Okay. Okay, coach is ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to move on. Get back to work.
All right, everybody. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We're good, Josh?
They tell me I got a different opponent next week, so I got to get working.
All right, we'll start with an opening statement. Use the raise hand feature, and we'll get questions after just a minute.
Okay, obviously could not be more proud of our football team. Just the way we've responded the past couple weeks. Early in the season, we had some tough losses, but it's not for a lack of effort. Our guys have had the right attitude. I think we've cleaned things up. We've seen what we can do when we put it together and play good on all sides. We've seen spurts of that. The good news is we haven't put it all together yet. I felt like we played a really solid second half. With the defense not giving up any points, is that right? We did nothing in the second half, and the offense really controlled the football and, really controlled the line of scrimmage. We got some tough yards when we needed it. We got some tough first downs, points, and put them into some predictable pass situations. We felt like, that's where we wanted to be. Our coaches did a great job. Our players really responded. So proud of the group effort. I'll open it up.
John Hale.
Mark, a couple of weeks ago, right after that Ole Miss game, Brad said that the defense was still searching for its identity. Do you think you found that in the last 2 weeks, especially with the way you've been able to force turnovers in these games?
I definitely feel like our defense is getting sharper, and you could see signs of that in the first two games, but we haven't been nearly as consistent as we've been in these last two. Obviously, creating turnovers has been very big for us and very helpful to the outcome of the games. But we've just played cleaner overall. I feel like we're getting really close.
Josh Moore.
Mark, you coming into this, you talked about preparing differently than the last time you came down here. Can you give us some kind of how that worked out? It clearly worked out pretty good, whatever y'all did this year.
Well, I did it last year when we went to the Titans facility when we played at Vandy, because these trips are obviously, we're not going to take a plane for a 3-hour trip, 3:15 or 3.5, whatever it is. And, I just felt like 2 years ago, I didn't like the way we came out, the energy and the whole situation. So this year we broke it up, and last year I did something similar with driving to Vandy with the 3-hour bus ride. So we went to College of the Cumberlands, got out of the bus and had a good practice, had our Friday practice there. Fortunately, it was a beautiful day, great campus there. Really appreciate them and their hospitality and taking care of us. Our players really enjoyed it. It broke up the day. And then we cruised into Knoxville after practice and had our meetings and so on. So it was obviously a good change up for us.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Mark, you guys over the last few years have knocked down a bunch of the ugly pieces of history that sort of sat out there for years and years and years with Kentucky, and this is one of the big ones that was left. One, what does that mean to you? And two, I'm just curious who got the game ball in that locker room.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Obviously, with knocking down the doors, I mean, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We haven't had to hear too much of that lately, and I'm glad for that, grateful for our teams and knocking down a lot of doors. This was another one. But again, I don't like our team inheriting, 20, 30 years of history that's not on these guys. We're responsible for what we've done lately. As I said 2 years ago, I didn't like the way I had them ready to play. We altered that and got some things fixed and played much better. So that's on me as much as it is on the team. But the locker room was a lot of fun again. And I did really appreciate your article. I read it on the bus on the way down, and Brad was sitting next to me, White. I had to put that thing down 2 or 3 times. I was absolutely bawling, because it was well written and it kind of spoke to some of the things, just scratching the surface of some of the things that John is going through, and it is getting more difficult for him. And he did talk to the team this morning. And I haven't asked him to do that too much, and really wanted to, and it was genuine, and it was from the heart, and everybody in that room was attentive to John. He obviously motivates him better than me, and how can he not? And so John got the game ball. Chris got the one last week, and he deserved that, and he was certainly with us again today. We appreciate and love Chris, and Coach Schlarm deserved one as well. He's been around a long time around here, and he's been a Wildcat for a long time, and so he deserved that game ball.
John Clay.
Mark, obviously the turnovers that carry over from last week, but I mean, just how much of a boost is it for a team to get a pick six right off the bat and then follow that up with another pick six?
Yeah, I think it was really important because obviously, I thought we were doing some good things offensively, but it's a well-coached defense. I know Derek over there very well, and it was going to be tough. And so to get the pick six was big. Obviously it flips it. It starts putting a little pressure on them, and then to back it up and to get another one, it was really good for our defense. That was, if you go back to the game prior and then this one, I mean, we were on a pretty good roll with some turnovers there for a while. And so obviously that gives a lot of confidence to the team.
Larry.
Mark, could you talk a little bit about the way that Davis played today? Not only did he have the interception, but I think he led in tackles. Last time I looked at either 12 or 13. Could you just talk about his game?
Jamin's been really coming along and, just getting better and better, getting more and more confident. And, that's good. He's one of those guys that's taken some time just for the comfort level of him to play to his ability. He's a big, long guy out there. He's, you could see today when he was in that window for the interception, he's got some length to him and athleticism. And so, we needed him to step up. We're not overly deep in the inside position. So it's been a big plus for our defense to see Jamin come along.
Derek.
Mark, it seemed like their defense hadn't been the offensive line hadn't been real happy with how it played up until this season, but the way you guys are able to just kind of impose your will in the second half on some of those last drives, just how good did it feel to see those guys do that?
Felt really good. It really did. That they're physical on the defense side of the ball as well. They give you some movement. They give you some pressure, some run pressures, mix it up. They were, kind of showing us one thing and then pressure into another to put a lot of pressure on our defense, on our offensive line. And we started getting some things figured out, finally getting to some sets we like. Again, Coach Schlarm was in the press box today. And, and that's what I talked to John about. I said, you could go up there, write it down, see the looks that you want to help Eddie get in some good sets. And we got in some sets we liked in the second half and gave ourselves a good opportunity. So it's a credit to John and Eddie and our staff. And I thought the backs ran exceptionally hard. They really did. They made something out of nothing quite a few times.
John Hale.
Mark, at least on the television broadcast, they kind of made it sound out based on their conversations with you that Terry was really in threat of losing his job this week. Was that accurate? And then how did you think he played in terms of winning?
It wasn't accurate at all. I mean, listen, Terry's our starting quarterback. That's how we went into it, period. The end. He's our starting quarterback. If he didn't play well or just played, really bad, then we have other options, and so we have guys to go to. That's no different than any position. I don't want that overblown or any, that's football. We have guys have pressure on them every day to keep their jobs and for playing time. And, so quarterback's no different. I have a lot of confidence in Terry. He's our starter. We went into it that he's our starting quarterback. I mean, just like anywhere, if we go a couple games or if he played really bad, of course he could be replaced just like any of us.
Nick.
Mitch is standing right there. He's ready to replace me. Yeah, not today. Yeah.
What does it say about Terry that even though he had the touchdown drop and then the Ollie pass was overturned, that he still was able to complete some passes and get that drive going in the third quarter?
I thought it was really big. We obviously knew with them getting the score at the end of the half, they go up 17. It was really a shame that we had another drop. That should have been a touchdown on Keaton's. Terry hung in there. They brought a pressure. We ran a little double move there, had it set up perfectly. Terry hung in there, delivered a nice ball. We got to catch that. Put us up 21. And we've got to help out the quarterback. That should have been a touchdown pass. But then it puts a little pressure on you. They get 7 before half and cut it to 10. And you're right. We get the explosive play. We were actually going for a bigger shot down the field. He went through his progressions, went to a proper read, and we just missed it by a half step. But then we came right back and completed some and got some momentum going. I thought it was real important. I felt like I don't know what they had. I really don't know. I think, they didn't have much in the second half, and that goes to both sides playing well. Offense moving the ball, controlling clock, moving the football, throwing it and running it. And obviously defensively, I don't think they had very many yards in the second half.
All right, we'll wrap up with Josh Moore.
Mark, do you think this team could end up being your best defensively at these 2 games, or when you look at just over the course of time, it's been pretty impressive.
Easy, Josh. Easy. We can't let them read these things. We got to get hungry, stay hungry. We got to go back to work. We've got to get ahead. We're going to Missouri. They've shown some really good signs of life, very creative offensively. We've got to just stay in the moment. We really do. You get out ahead of yourself and bad things happen. I like the way we've been dialed in, and I like the way they've responded. They weren't real pleased with some things. Again, not totally, just some plays. With going back to Ole Miss and in the opener, against Auburn. So they're getting better. We're getting better. We need to put it all together. We feel like we could have a pretty good football team when we put all sides together. And I don't know if anybody's built it to league or to win consistently in this league just one-sided. Obviously, we're playing very good defensively. We're playing good in special teams, and offensively has really showed some good signs at times. I'd like to put it all together and keep on building on this.
All right, guys, Jamin will be in here in just a minute.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, we got Jamin Davis here.
What's up? Hold on. All right, what's up?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
John Clay.
Jamin, like Coach said, the streak not winning in Tennessee was not on you guys, but still, I mean, you guys had to have heard about it. What does it mean to finally break that streak and to get this win at Tennessee?
Yes, this game definitely was personal for us, especially for me, because the last time I played here, it definitely didn't go the way we planned for it to go. So we just wanted to come out and put our foot on their necks pretty much. And I guess the results show for themselves.
Josh.
Damon, the interceptions carry over from last week. Just what are you guys seeing out there? And what's how is this thing is it finally coming together for you guys?
Definitely. Like I said before, we all just trying to get 11 hats to the ball and just make plays. And I guess it's just clicking now for everybody. So we just always doing what we got to do in practice. And I guess it's showing up on Saturdays.
Josh, you got follow up or anything?
Yeah. How was Quentin in the locker room? It had to be frustrating for him to have to get knocked out after that, but it seemed like he was doing reasonably okay after the game.
Yeah, he was definitely okay. He's one of our leaders. He wasn't too bummed out about whatever was going on with him. I'm pretty sure he's pretty much fine. He stood up on the chair and said what he had to say, and he's a great leader, so he was fine, definitely.
John Hale.
Jamin, after the Ole Miss game, Coach White said that the defense was still looking for its identity. Do you think you found that the last two games, and what do you think this defense's identity is now?
Um, our identity, honestly, is just to prove everybody wrong and just remember that one day they could be rooting for us, and the next day they could turn their back on us. So we just doing what we got to do to prove everybody wrong, honestly.
John, you got anything else?
Did you get gassed on that interception return? At what point did you think you were going to make it in?
Man, was I? I thought I was about to pass out for a second, man. I'm just like, sheesh, a pick six. Let me go ahead and get it. Might as well just run my balls off, and I made it. So, hey, hope my mama proud of that one.
Larry.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm sure she's proud. But tell me, what was it like a little bit there in the locker room after the game compared with some of the other locker rooms you've been in after the games here?
We were definitely excited to get the win, but we already know that we got to get back to work this week so we can be prepared for next Saturday. So it's on to the next one, honestly.
So nothing's more special than normal?
I mean, it's always great to beat them. So
okay.
It was always just, we was excited enough. So but on to the next one, honestly.
Jeff Drummond.
Yeah, Jamin, if I could kind of piggyback off Larry's question there, how much do you think your coach was tired of talking about this streak with the Vols? And we've heard he's been kind of animated with you guys this week.
I'm pretty sure he probably felt the same way we felt after the game was over with. We were just so excited to get the dub, man. We tired of coming here and leaving empty-handed. So it's always a great feeling to win, but beating them here is very special.
Got time for two more. John Clay.
How much, Jamin, how much did the trip to the practice yesterday at the University of Cumberland, how much did it help you guys break the trip up, and how much do you think that helped today?
I think it definitely helped us get our legs up under ourselves and not feeling like everything was just so slowed down and robotic, and just feeling like we took this long road trip and just the only time we're going to be back out and moving around is today. So it was definitely worth it in my opinion.
All right, last one, Nick.
You all got the big plays in the first half, but the third quarter, you really, really stepped it up a notch and stopped the run. I think they only had 22 yards. What just started clicking for y'all? What was going right in that third quarter?
Honestly, after halftime, we wanted to come back out and show people that we know how to finish a game and just keep our foot on the gas pretty much, and just show everybody that we're not going to just start playing laxy-daisy and start playing conservative, and just make sure everything is just firing on all cylinders. So that's all it really was too.
All right, guys, we'll get Terry in here as soon as we can. All right, everybody, we've got Terry Wilson Raise your hand. We'll get to questions. Mark Story.
Terry, it looked like you guys, when you completed those passes early in the third quarter, that was what really loosened them up. Was that the plan at halftime, to come out and throw the ball and get them to back out? Because it looked like on TV they had 9 in the box the whole first half.
Yeah, we knew we had, some big opportunities with our run pass options, tagged to our run game. And, we knew coming out at halftime that we had a big shot and we could, put some damage to them by doing that. So, it worked and we just kept, going to it. So it was definitely a part of the game plan.
Kyle.
Terry, you've now been the quarterback for history busting wins at Florida and at Tennessee. How significant is that to you? And I know Mark has said, you guys don't have to take on 30 years of history, that you're just responsible for what you've done lately. But what you've done lately is be part of those wins. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's special. It really is special, and I know it means a lot, to this state, to the University of Kentucky. So I'm just, I'm fortunate, and like I said, I'm glad to be in this position, to be able to, play, SEC teams each week and have a chance to, go down there and battle, and, just give it our all. So I'm just really fortunate. I know the team is really fortunate that we have a chance to go prove ourselves each week.
John Hale.
Terry, I know it must be hard as players to block out all the talk from outside. I'm just curious for you, what is the roller coaster like going from, fans complaining before you got hurt, and then all summer they're coming to your defense, and then now they want quarterback changes? How do you just deal with all that in your head and try and block that out?
To be honest with you, I just stay off social media. As long as I'm off social media, I don't even see any of it. So I just, I don't even really worry about it. I just worry about what I can do to help this team win football games, and do it at the best of my ability. So that's really what I'm focused on. The outside noise, it's going to be there. It's always going to be there. But, I can control what I can control and just worry about getting better each week.
JD.
Yeah, Terry, I'm told that only 2 Kentucky quarterbacks have ever won at both the Swamp and Neyland Stadium. And that's a pretty long time. What does that, mean to you in the big scheme of things?
I mean, it's huge. Like I said, I think it was Derek Ramsey, and that's some, great company to be, with in that category. So, it's pretty fun, just to be able to go do some things, that haven't been done, in the recent years. And, that was just one of the main things I wanted to do, coming here is I wanted to go on the road and beat those teams that we haven't in a while. So, it's an awesome feeling to be able to get this W today. It was a beautiful day out there, and, everybody played together, offense, defense, we all play together. Special teams play well. So, we're just all excited all the way around.
Josh.
Terry, it looked like you've really started to find something there with Alan Daly. What is he seeing out there, and what are you seeing from him that, kind of another guy to help Josh out there?
Oh yeah. Alan Daly, he works hard. He runs his routes how he's supposed to run his routes. He's always, on point with what he's supposed to do. And, I've told him, the ball will find you. You keep doing what you're supposed to do, the ball will find you. And, down on the goal line, on the 1 yard line, you ran a good route, and, just put it on him. So, Alan Daly, he's definitely, one of those guys that can, take some pressure off of Josh Ali, and, I can get the ball into his hands too.
John Wong.
Hey, Terry, we've talked about your decision-making before and how much you think you've improved. Seemed like you made a lot of good decisions out there today. How would you assess your performance from that aspect?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I did pretty good. The first half, I feel like could have came out a little bit, a little bit more, decisive, on my reads and, just seeing things. But,
I missed a few, pulls on the zone read, but we got to correct it. And, the second half, I knew I just had to come out there and just, play lights out, just play ball and just relax and trust my eyes and trust what I see.
All right, got time for one or two more. Anybody else? All right.
Good. All right.
We'll see you on Monday.
Get it down, because that's a wrap.